Hello fellow nerdmaids and nerdmaids-to-be, my name is Faith and swimming with me is Mermaid Zelda, and today we are going to be showing you 10 mermaid tricks you can do with a partner. You'll see us wearing a few different tails in this. As well, we are wearing goggles because when you're trying tricks with someone new or for the first time, safety is so important. It's really good to get used to where your partner is in relation to yourself and your tail. Remember, don't push yourself over the limit and only do what you're comfortable with. And hey, let's just normalize wearing goggles. So let's just jump into it. The first trick I'm going to show you is really simple and you can do it with a human too.
The easiest way you can do this is just by lying on your fronts and swimming either above or past the camera.
Or backwards on your backs. I haven't done it on the side, but hey, that might be cool. Make sure that you're swimming at the same speed so that one person isn't dragging the other person behind them. You can be creative with this and it comes out looking super cute and fun. The second one you may have seen me do in a previous video. I call it the tail high five. As you can see, it's a lot easier for me to get my fluke out of the water because it is a stiff, light, and straight fin fun monofin, but essentially you start by sculling underneath your body as you lay on your back. Line up your fins and then flip them together.
Solid. That was a crisp high five. Crisp, real crisp.
This can also be done underwater. Start as though you're sitting down with your tail outstretched. I think that Mermaid Zelda found this one easier to do underwater as her Mertailer fantasy fin is a bit floppy. With this, you can also turn it into a backflip, but be mindful of your partner and make sure that you can see where they are and that they know that you're going to do a backflip after that. This one has been done in the mermaid community for a while and it's what I call a backflip push. Essentially, you swim towards your partner with your arms outstretched. Once you meet in the middle, push off each other and do a backflip. I want to stress the importance of wearing goggles with this when practicing, so that you don't crash into your partner. Another variation of this trick, instead of doing a backflip, you push to the side. Shout out to Mermaid Katja at MerMagicCon for teaching this one. In this case, Mermaid Zelda and I are pushing to our right. I honestly find this one a little trickier for people to do because you need to be balanced and horizontal in the water. A backflip is easy enough to fake, but a side flip takes more skill and practice. This is one I've seen on the Aquamermaid YouTube channel. I believe it's called the accordion. Start laying on your backs, facing up, with your fluke near your partner's head. Very carefully, grab your partner's fluke and hold it in your hand.
Where are you? Oh, I see your legs. I found your fluke.
You don't want to be reefing on it. Then you're going to be stretching out your arms and switching as you go. It's hard to explain, but if you just watch us do it, it'll make sense. Do this until one of you gets sick of it and gives up. I like to fancily get out of it by doing a backflip. Another version of this can be done by pushing out side to side. Just be careful that you don't waterboard yourself with this one.
Let's move on to some more complex tricks. For this, I'm going to put on the fantasy fin too, because why the heck not?
Why not?
I'm using Mermaid Zelda's Fantasy Fin 2 with my Shop Vancouver Mermaid leggings. If you want to get some, you can use my code Nerdmaid for 10% off. Ding! Now this trick, it looks really neat from above. I call it the Pinwheel. Start by laying on your front and hold your arms out at a 90-degree angle. In this case, we both held out our right arms. You're essentially going to be following each other around in a circle, and the momentum of your partner actually makes it so you can go pretty quickly. I wouldn't recommend doing this with more than 2 mermaids though, because it might get a little squishy. But this one, the train, can be done with more than 2 mermaids, but I find that it gets a little tricky after 3. Start by lying on your front in the water and bringing your flukes up onto the surface or near it. Grab your partner's tail very lightly. Again, you don't want to be tugging on it.
Should I grab more the tips or closer to your ankles?
Tips are usually better, because then we can get like the full undulation.
And as soon as they swim, try to follow their speed and motion. You'll notice that as soon as you start swimming in sync, the whole thing feels very natural.
There's like barely any drag.
That was actually easy. Yeah, no, right? I could barely feel you. I'm like, are you holding on?
Now here's a fun one, the Mermaid Loop. This one is quite dependent on the tail that you're using. Obviously, this fluke of my Mermaid Ink tail is very long and I was able to do it in a couple tries. I start by doing a backflip and immediately reaching and grabbing for my fluke. Then I try to stay as still as possible and balanced while my partner swims through my loop, per se. You can also do it by leaning forward and doing a pike or a front flip to grab your fluke tips, but I don't think it looks quite as good. It takes some coordination and maneuvering, but is really fun when you do it. Now, what if I told you that you could do that previous trick with 2 people? This one is definitely not for beginners. I find it's honestly the easiest when I'm with someone who has a similar swimming style and mermaid tail. One partner starts lying on their back, and they do a backflip towards the bottom of the pool. As they're coming back up, they grab their partner's fluke, and as their partner sinks down, the 2 of them will be kicking around in a circle. This is a staple in a lot of mermaid shows, but proceed with caution. You need to be comfortable staying underwater for a long period of time, as well as being okay with a backflip. The best part about this trick is that it's a lot wider, so you can have a mermaid swim through comfortably. Alright, and this one I call the Braid. I think I first saw Mermaid Kyrie do it, so shout out to her for the inspiration. This is another one a little tough to explain, but essentially you and your partner are going to be crossing and switching both depth and positions. I'm going to start on the bottom right, and Mermaid Zelda is going to start on the top left. We're going to swim forward and cross positions. As soon as we cross, I go to the top and Mermaid Zelda goes to the bottom, and then we're going to cross and switch again. I find it easy if you're in a lane, follow a line along the bottom of the pool. So I'll start on the left of the line, and then I'm going to cross to the right of the line. This helps you kind of stay in line with each other and you're not veering off super crazy.
This next one is kind of a variation on the pinwheel we showed you before. This is a pinwheel flip.
One person starts on their back, closer to the bottom of the pool. They will outstretch their right arm towards the surface at a 90-degree angle. The other person will start at the surface of the water on their fronts with their right arm outstretched at a 90-degree angle towards the bottom of the pool. Each mermaid will swim forward and meet their partner in the middle. You can see where this is going. It's similar to the pinwheel in which you clasp hands and you're going to use your partner's momentum to roll yourself forward and, I guess, rotate 180 degrees. The person who is on the bottom facing up is now on the top facing down, and vice versa. This is a really fun one to attempt and looks good once you've got it down. So those are 10 mermaid tricks you can do with a partner. There's definitely a lot more that I would love to cover one day, so if you want to see that, please let me know by giving this video a thumbs up and commenting below. If you want to check out another video I did with Mermaid Zelda, you can click on my last video in the end card. Be sure to subscribe and follow me on social media to see what other fun mermaid stuff I get up to next.
Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye!
Make sure that you're swimming at the same